Hey guys, happy new year 2021. All right, so we're gonna start out physical science learning about a brand new topic, and that topic is potential and kinetic energy. All right, so the standards that we will be covering are SAP 2A and B. A states explain energy transformations in terms of the law of conservation of energy, and then B explain the relationship between potential and kinetic energy. And our essential question for this topic is, how are potential and kinetic energy related? All right, so you have two soccer balls. One of them is in motion, one of them is still. Okay, so when you look at these soccer balls, what you are seeing is potential and kinetic energy in action. But before we can discuss what potential and kinetic energy are, we need to know what energy is. All right. So this is energy. Energy is the ability to move or do work or to make something change. Once again, the ability to move or to do work or to make something change. So what does that mean? All right. So if the energy is the ability to do work, you have to know what work means. So when you say, oh, I'm about to put in this work, or oh, I'm about to do my work, or I'm going to work, you got to know what work is. So work is done when a force causes an object to move. All right. Work is done when a force is usually a push or a pull. So you need energy to push or pull something, causes an object to move. So energy is needed to push a box across the floor. The box moving across the floor is the example of work. Energy is needed to hit a home run. The ball flying over the fence is the example of the work. So you cannot have work without having energy. So there are two types of energy, all right? So the first type that we'll learn about today is potential energy. It is stored energy of an object due to its position, shape, or condition. And then you have kinetic energy, which is energy of an object due to the object's motion. So to put that in easier terms, kinetic energy is the energy in motion. Potential energy is stored energy or energy that is like steel. If it has potential energy, it is not moving. There is no motion. Kinetic energy is energy in motion. Potential energy is stored energy. It is sitting there. It is storing its energy. It is not moving. So let's talk more in depth about kinetic energy. Of course, it is the energy an object has due to its motion. If an object is not moving, it does not have kinetic energy. If an object is not moving, it does not have kinetic energy. My laptop is not moving. It doesn't have kinetic energy right now. All right, so there are some relationships between kinetic energy and speed. So we can use a bowling ball as an example. If you roll the bowling ball so it moves faster, what happens when it hits the pins, all right? A faster ball causes more change to occur than a ball that is moving slowly. The relationship that you need to know about is, as speed increases, kinetic energy also increases, all right? They are directly proportional. If speed goes up, kinetic energy also goes up. There is also a directly proportional relationship between kinetic energy and mass. All right. So you have two balls. You have a bowling ball over here that has 400 grams, and then you have a volleyball to the right that has 200 grams. All right. So if I were to ask you which one of these balls has the most kinetic energy, the answer would be the ball that has the highest mass, because mass and kinetic energy are directly proportional. If the mass is greater, then it also has greater kinetic energy. Since the mass of the bowling ball is 400 grams, it's going to have a greater kinetic energy than the volleyball, which has 200 grams. So to wrap that up, kinetic energy is the energy in motion. Kinetic energy increases as an object moves faster because speed and kinetic energy are directly proportional. And then kinetic energy increases as the mass of an object increases because mass and kinetic energy are directly proportional. Now let's talk about potential energy. Potential energy is the energy stored in an object because of its position, meaning it's not moving. It has the potential to cause change. So when someone says, I see potential in you, they're saying, oh, I see something that could be great. You just got to actually move or change or do something with that potential energy that you have. Okay, so imagine our bowling ball is sitting on a table. Potential energy is stored. It's based on its position. meaning it's not moving. That bowling ball is not moving. It is sitting on the table. Now, it has a lot of potential energy as it sits on that table because it has the ability to cause change, meaning it has the ability to change its position. But right now, it is stationary. It is stored. So what happens if the bowling ball falls off the table? If the table moves or you push the bowling ball, some force happens, a push or a pull, work is being done. That stored energy, that potential energy that was not moving is now transformed into kinetic energy, which is energy in motion because the ball is pushed off the table and the ball starts to move. It has motion. So potential energy can transform into kinetic energy. Kinetic energy can transform into potential energy. All right, so what happens to the potential energy of the bowling ball if the table is higher? The potential energy of an object is greater if the position of the object is higher. The object has more potential to cause change. All right, so if you have the bowling ball on the table on the left as compared to the bowling ball on the table on the right, the table on the right is higher than the table on the left. So that means the bowling ball on the right has more potential energy because the position of the object is higher and the object has the potential to cause more change. How does mass affect the potential energy of an object? The more mass an object has, the more potential energy it has because it has the potential to cause more change. So mass, potential energy, directly proportional. As mass increases, so does potential energy. So let's wrap it up. Potential energy is stored energy. That means it is not moving. It is stationary. It is there. Potential energy is greater if the position of an object is higher. So position and potential energy are directly proportional. Potential energy increases as the mass of an object increases. So mass and potential energy are also directly proportional. All right. So today we learned about the two different types of energy, which is potential energy, energy based on position or stored energy, and then kinetic energy, which is energy in motion. You can have energies that transform into other energies. So potential energy can turn into kinetic energy. Kinetic energy can turn into potential energy, and all the other different types of energies that we will learn about later. But that is it for today, and I will see you in the next video.